This temple houses 4 large standing Buddhas. And this one's my favourite.
What an outstanding example of graphics.
I see a graphic like this and I weep for joy.
Bagan was originally called Pagan and spelt with a P, and it was the capital of a number of Burmese kingdoms. It's a very old city. Following his conquest of the kingdom of Thetan in 1057, King Anarata brought the Tripitaka Pali scriptures to Bagan. Now that's the Buddhist equivalent of the Bible or the Quran. You may remember in Mandalay we saw those double-sided marble slabs. That's what's written on those. So the monks and the scholars set to work interpreting the teachings, and very soon King Anarata was so impressed with Theravada Buddhism that he decided to make it the state religion. Now at this time most of King Anarata's subjects were animists worshipping the Nat Spirits. So he and his senior monks came up with an idea. They melded Buddhism and Nat Spirit worship together. They made Buddha the chief Nat, the kind of king of the Nats. So you end up with this unique and peculiar set of beliefs where Theravada Buddhism runs in tandem with belief in the Nat Spirit world. And although the Nat Spirits are very much the junior partner, you'll find them represented at almost every temple, and there are still Nat festivals held throughout the country. Between the 11th and 13th century, Bagan was the centre for Buddhist teaching and culture. That's when the majority of the temples were built. Today there's around 4,500 temples in an area of less than 20 square miles. Things changed in 1287. The reigning king refused to pay tribute to Kublai Khan, so Kublai Khan sent in his Mongol hordes, and they trashed the place. I think the posh word is sack. Bagan's political power was destroyed, but it still continued to be a centre for Buddhist teaching and learning.
Look, it's Blackpool Buddha time again. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, look at all the colours. There's the lady who turned the lights on for me. Thank you. And look at... Are you happy in your home? Okay. And here comes Myanmar's premier director, taking the pee out of me for dancing down. Rascals! They're taking their mic out of me! Oh, you terrible people.
Okay, I'd just like to say we're in a really beautiful place. We've got, I don't know how many thousands of stupas all the way around, on 360 degrees of us is horizon with stupas all the way around. Absolutely beautiful. There's a calm, there's a peace. This is so beautiful. And the sun is setting, but we're not even looking at the setting sun. When we got here, there was a couple of kids on the cart who tried to sell us things. I tried to send them downstairs. Then we saw another cart, horse and cart, arriving. It brought 2 more tourists and 3 more kids up to the top on our quiet spot.
We were ambling along and we suddenly heard a huge amount of noise and came to see what was going on. This ceremony is marking the fact that tomorrow at 2 o'clock all the young girls in the wonderful costumes are going to have their heads shaved because they're all becoming novice nuns. There are only around 75,000 Buddhist nuns in this country, so to be one is a big deal. The girls take a vow to keep 8 or 10 precepts and they devote themselves to religious functions. Ironically, they're not considered to be the equal of the monks, but they still do the same functions. They're able to complement the monks in Buddhist ceremonies because they have detailed knowledge of all the procedures. They are expected to be educators, they're expected to propagate Buddhism, and they're expected to facilitate all ceremonies and keep things running smoothly. And while the nuns in the monasteries often handle the money and sort out the errands, which means they have a lot of influence running the kitchen and the monastery finances, they have less power in the religious domain. The nun's main educational role is to teach other nuns in the nunnery, and although it's very rare you see a nun preaching, the reason for that is because it's seen to be an immodest thing to do. I think we're very lucky to have happened on this, I've really enjoyed seeing and hearing all these sights and sounds. Splendid.
Thought we'd come to a different restaurant and try our luck. You know these delicious egg and banana all mixed up, all mixed up, egg and banana, all mixed up in a pancake, all mixed up in a pancake. I asked one of those. I asked for a pancake with egg and banana, and I've got a pancake with bits of banana in it, and what seems to be an omelette cut up on top of it. Oh lordy.
After we'd digested our meal, there was still a lot of noise coming from the place where the young nuns had been waiting, so we went back to see what was going on. No idea, of course, because I don't speak the language, but as far as I can tell, it's a kind of stand-up routine about some romantic triangle or something. So even though you don't know the language, and I don't know the language, well, you might, of course, you might be cleverer than me, let's just watch it for a while and see if we can work out any of the things that are going on.
ကိုကိုချီဟင်းဟင်းဟင်းဟင်းအကိုလေးနဲ့နော်ကိုလည်းညာဟာဟာဟာဟာမယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနေဝန်လူ3ဘောဘိုက်ကအရှင်တာပြီကိုကြီးရဲ့ညောင်ချင်းမြို့ပြန်ပို့ပေးပါလားယင်ကြိုက်တယ်ကောင်းတယ်မင်းကောင်းမကောင်းတော့မသိဘူးငါတို့တော်ကောင်းတယ်သဘောကျပါပြီโอเคသားကြီးနော်သဘောကျဒီကမှမင်းရှေ့ကောင်း